Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that gets a lot of attention in the fitness world: bulking. If you've ever tried to pack on some serious muscle, you've probably heard a ton of advice. The problem is, a lot of it is just plain wrong. These myths can waste your time, mess with your health, and leave you feeling frustrated instead of strong. So, let's clear the air and bust 7 of the most common misconceptions about bulking so you can build muscle the smart and effective way. First up, the biggest myth of them all. You have to eat dirty to bulk. You've seen it, right? People posting pictures of mountains of pizza, ice cream, and fast food, calling it their bulking diet. This is often called a dirty bulk, and it's a huge mistake. The idea is that you just need to cram in as many calories as possible, regardless of where they come from. While you do need a calorie surplus to build muscle, the quality of those calories matters immensely. A diet full of processed junk will lead to excessive fat gain, leave you feeling sluggish, and neglect the vital micronutrients your body needs for recovery and growth. Think about it. Your body is a high-performance machine. Would you put low-grade fuel in a sports car? Of course not. So focus on a clean bulk. This means getting your surplus calories from nutrient-dense, whole foods like lean proteins, complex carbs like oats and sweet potatoes, and healthy fats like avocados and nuts. You'll build quality muscle, minimize fat gain, and feel 1,000,000 times better. This brings us to misconception number 2. You can't gain muscle without gaining a lot of fat. This is a fear that holds a lot of people back. They're afraid that to get bigger muscles, they'll have to lose their abs and pack on a thick layer of fluff. While it's true that gaining a small amount of fat during a bulk is almost inevitable for most people, it doesn't have to be a dramatic, uncontrolled process. If you follow the dirty bulk myth, then yes, you will gain a lot of fat. But if you're smart about it, you can keep fat gain to a minimum. The key is a moderate calorie surplus. You don't need to eat thousands of extra calories a day. A surplus of just 300 to 500 calories above your maintenance level is a great starting point for most people. This gives your body enough extra energy to fuel muscle protein synthesis without a huge spillover into fat storage. Track your progress, watch the scale, and look in the mirror. If you're gaining weight too quickly, dial the calories back a bit. It's a controlled process, not a free-for-all. Next on the list, myth number 3. More protein is always better. Protein is the king of muscle-building macros, no doubt about it. But there's a point of diminishing returns. Many people think they need to be chugging protein shakes all day and eating a whole chicken for dinner. While your protein needs do increase when you're trying to build muscle, you don't need an astronomical amount. The science-backed recommendation is typically around 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, or about 0.7 to 1 gram per pound. For a 180-pound person, that's about 126 to 180 grams of protein per day. Going way beyond this number isn't likely to lead to more muscle growth. Your body can only use so much for muscle repair at once. The excess will either be used for energy or, in a calorie surplus, potentially stored as fat. So, instead of obsessing over cramming in as much protein as possible, focus on hitting your target and spreading your intake evenly throughout the day to maximize muscle protein synthesis. Let's tackle misconception number 4. You should only do heavy, low-rep training when bulking. We all love lifting heavy. There's something incredibly satisfying about hitting a new personal record. And yes, heavy compound lifts in the 4 to 6 rep range are fantastic for building strength and are a cornerstone of any good bulking program. This is called mechanical tension, and it's a primary driver of muscle growth. However, it's not the only driver. You shouldn't neglect other rep ranges. Metabolic stress, which is that pump or burn you feel from higher rep sets, is also a powerful stimulus for hypertrophy. Sets in the 8-15 or even 15-20 rep range have their place. A well-rounded program will include a mix of rep ranges. You might start your workout with a heavy compound lift for low reps, then move on to accessory exercises for moderate to high reps. This comprehensive approach attacks the muscle fibers from all angles, leading to more complete development. Don't put yourself in a box. Variety is your friend. Now for misconception number 5, which is a big one. Cardio kills your gains. This is one of the most persistent and damaging myths in bodybuilding. People are terrified that even a short jog will instantly burn away all their hard-earned muscle. This is simply not true, as long as you do it correctly. In fact, light to moderate cardio can be incredibly beneficial during a bulk. It improves your cardiovascular health, which is crucial for recovering between heavy sets. It can increase your work capacity, meaning you can handle more volume in the gym. It can also improve insulin sensitivity, which helps your body partition nutrients more effectively, directing them towards muscle cells instead of fat cells. The key is not to overdo it. You're not training for a marathon. 2 to 3 sessions of 20-30 minutes of low to moderate intensity cardio per week is a great guideline. Think of a brisk walk on an incline, a light jog, or some time on the elliptical. It supports your bulk. It doesn't sabotage it. Just make sure you're eating enough to account for the extra calories burned. Moving on to misconception number 6. You don't need to track your food, just eat big. While the sentiment of eating plenty is correct, the lack of strategy is where this falls apart. Saying to just eat big is like telling someone to build a house with just a lot of wood. You need a blueprint. Without tracking your intake, at least for a while, you're flying blind. How do you know if you're in a 300-calorie surplus or a 300-calorie surplus? You don't. How do you know if you're hitting your protein target? You're just guessing. This guesswork is why many people either spin their wheels and don't gain muscle because they're not eating enough, or they get excessively fat because they're eating way too much. Using an app or a simple food journal for a few weeks can be an eye-opening experience. It teaches you about portion sizes and the macronutrient content of foods. Once you have a good handle on it, you might be able to eat more intuitively. But to start, tracking is the single best tool to ensure you're consistently giving your body what it needs to grow. And finally, misconception number 7. Supplements are necessary to bulk. Walk into any supplement store and you'll be bombarded with promises of massive, rapid gains from colorful tubs of powder and pills. While some supplements can be helpful, they are exactly that, supplemental. They are meant to supplement a solid diet and training plan, not replace them. The foundation of your success will always be your nutrition, training, and recovery. No magic powder will make you muscular if you're not lifting progressively and eating in a calorie surplus. That being said, a few supplements have strong scientific backing. Creatine monohydrate is a proven winner for increasing strength and performance. A quality protein powder can be a convenient way to help you hit your protein goals. But things like mass gainers? They're often just overpriced sugar and low-quality protein. You could make your own, healthier version in a blender for a fraction of the cost. Prioritize your food, sleep, and training first. Only then should you consider which, if any, supplements might give you a slight edge. So there you have it. 7 common bulking myths completely debunked. Building muscle is a marathon, not a sprint. It requires consistency, patience, and a smart approach. Forget the dirty bulks and the fear of cardio. Focus on a moderate calorie surplus from whole foods, a well-rounded training program with various rep ranges, and prioritizing your sleep and recovery. Do that, and you'll be on the fast track to building the strong, muscular physique you're working so hard for, without all the unnecessary fat and frustration. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video cleared up some confusion for you. If you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel out. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our future videos. What's the craziest bulking myth you've ever heard? Let me know in the comments below. Stay strong, and I'll see you in the next one.